Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final part three of my portrait drawing. Not of me, but of Nick Tangorra. And starting off where I left off at part two, and I'm going to smooth out the right side a little bit, and I'm going to start with the hair. And there's going to be a lot of cuts in this video because I'm trying to. It would have been very long if I didn't make cuts because I'm powering through and getting to the end of the drawing. So I'll jump back in at certain parts and I hope you enjoy. So here we are coming back to the hair. And I'm going to start down at the hairline and just do little hash marks all across the hairline and try to build up a gradient with lines that actually look like hair because the picture, his hair is pretty much completely black, but you don't want it to be a straight hard black line across his hairline. So I'm going to try to gradient it in with little lines, and so you can kind of see the little hairs go into his head by his hairline. So you'll see that I'll work on that continuously throughout and try to make it not so harsh of a line. And yeah, not too crazy, but this is mostly a 6B pencil, the darkest one I have, and then for the hair I'll actually use a black colored pencil. Then I'll try to mix the two together. And I've never even used colored pencil in a drawing before, like a graphite drawing, but it seemed to work pretty well. So I also use it in the shirt later on, which you'll see. And yeah, see there I skipped the head, and you can see that I'm just basically just blocking it in with the colored pencil, just straight up black, not really worrying about tones or anything. And I'll come back later. You'll see with the eraser, and I'll just lift out some highlights to give it a little more dimension. And yeah. right, so we're down at the neck now, and this was probably one of the more difficult parts. Those little creases in the neck are really hard to get right for me personally. And you can see right there they look a little harsh and they don't look quite right, so I'll try to blend it back out and try to dull it down a little bit because it's very easy to make look like really strange and it just looks like weird like cuts or something. So you gotta just keep working at it and shading and erasing until something looks good. And you saw before when I went up to the hair and erased the some highlights out. Nothing crazy because they weren't really strong highlights in the reference picture up there. But yeah, just little eraser marks to give it a little more texture to it. So you can see now that I finished the neck and I'm back up working on it's not really a beard per se, it's more of like a little 5 o'clock shadow that he's got. So this took a while, just making a lot of little dots around his chin area and then up in his between his nose and lips. And it's just different types of pencils. I would use HB or a 3B or even a 4H and just try to get a bunch of different variations. I've never actually uh, made stubble before in a drawing, so this was kind of new. I was kind of just winging it on how I thought would look the best, and I think I come back later and touch it up a little bit because I didn't want to make it too prominent, just like a little subtle detail. And I think in the end it came out pretty good. And I'm going down to the shirt area, and same thing as the hair. I just made it completely black because that's how it is in the picture. So not too hard, just colored pencil, really really hard. Get it as black as possible. And yeah, hurt your hand after a while, but I guess that's just the way it is. All right, so we're coming up on the end of the drawing here, just filling in the last part of the shirt. And see, like I said, just straight black, no shading, which is super easy. And it still looks good. And yeah, this is the final result. Came out pretty good for not drawing a portrait in 2+ years or whatever. And certainly because it's a portrait of someone that isn't me. So that makes it a little more difficult because you're not really familiar with what they look like on a daily basis. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And thank you people for watching, and I'll have another video coming out next week, I guess, of drawing something. I don't know. But thanks for sticking around, and I'll see ya next time.